Enduro bikes or cross-country bikes? An epic battle between planted and heavy versus light and snappy. What I'm wondering though is what's faster when you have both a climb and a descent? Today, we're gonna answer that question. In a few minutes, I'm gonna race myself on 2 different bikes. But first, let's check out the course and do a quick bike check. This race segment starts off with a 0.2 mile climb averaging 14%, followed by a 0.9 mile descent averaging 7%, which should give me a great test for an enduro bike and a cross-country bike. Up first, we have the cross-country bike. This is the Niner RKT 9 RDO. Up front, we've got a Fox 34 120 millimeter step cast fork. In the rear, we've got a Fox Float DPS with 100 millimeters of travel. Wheels are Industry 9 Trail 270s, and the tires I'm running on this test will be the Connie Race Kings. All right, I'm gonna put the bike in the scale now and see what the weight is coming in at. Weight is coming in at 25.9 pounds. Yep. 25.94 pounds. That's the weight of the cross-country bike. All right, up next we have the enduro bike. This is the Niner Rip 9 RDO with a modified fork. So this is a 160 millimeter fork. Stock, this is 150. This bike is definitely sort of like a big trail bike, small enduro bike. Like it could definitely be a bigger enduro bike, but I still do consider this to be an enduro bike. Super slacked out head angle. Has the Fox DPX2 in the rear, bringing our rear travel in at 140 millimeters. Wheels are a little bit Frankenbikey. On the front, I've got the DT Swiss E512. And on the back, I have a Spank 350. Tire choice for the enduro bike. On the front, I'm running a 2.5 Assegai from Maxxis. And on the rear, I'm running a 2.5 Maxxis Aggressor. All right, now for the weight test. See where we came in at. Weight for the enduro bike is coming in at 32.9 pounds for the enduro bike. So cross-country bike was 25.9, enduro bike is 32.9. So it's a pretty noticeable difference. That's actually a bigger difference than I would have thought. Only thing left to do now is just to get these 2 bikes out to the trail, run the test, see how the times go, and get back and analyze our data. We are at the base of the race segment. I mean, obviously on the climbs, my cross-country bike is gonna be clearly the winner. And then on the descent though, there's kind of a big question. This descent, it's not super steep. It's really, really pedally. My enduro bike has big burly enduro tires on it, big heavy downhill tires that really grip into the dirt really well. My cross-country bike has these like itty bitty little knobs, really fast rolling. So I'm gonna have to brake harder on the cross-country bike than the enduro bike. My prediction is that the climb is faster and the descent is slightly slower. So let's hit the trail. Okay, here we go. Up the climb. Okay, just about to start the downhill. Smooth. Okay, all right, good and smooth. Here we go. Slow in, fast out. Getting close. Push, 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 push. Come on, come on, come on. Go, 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 go. And there we go. Woo! Oh, all right. That felt really good. Oh, yeah, that was a solid effort. I feel like I don't think I could have gone a whole lot harder on the climb. The descent felt super fast. So yeah, I think that was a good effort. Okay, it is a new day and a new bike. We are back at the start of our race segment with the Enduro bike. Very excited about the descending portion of this. My prediction in this race today is that the Enduro bike is going to go significantly slower on the climbs and significantly faster on the descents. And the big question is, will that time I make up on the descent outweigh the time I lose on the climb? And we will answer this question once and for all. What is the fastest bike when you have a climb and a descent? A cross-country bike or an Enduro bike? All right, let's hit the trail. All right, here we go. Back up the climb. Okay, we made it to the top. Here we go. Now we go down. That was a good corner. That felt real good. Getting close here. Focus. All right, segment ends right here. Oh, woo. All right. Oh, that actually felt like a very, very comparable effort to what I did on the cross-country bike. Good, clean run, no mistakes. That was about as hard as I could have gone on this bike. So let's head back to the lab and check out the results. Okay, friends, we are back at home and the results are in. First, I don't know how that got there. That's interesting, right? That's kind of an interesting idea. I don't know, maybe you should try that. All right, for the results, we're gonna start off with the Enduro run. On the climb, it took me 2 minutes and 34 seconds on the Enduro bike. On the descent, I did 4 minutes and 10 seconds, and the overall time for the Enduro rig was 7 minutes and 15 seconds. So pretty fast, but let's see how the cross-country bike compared. All right, time for the cross-country results. Oh, goodness gracious. These things just keep popping up everywhere. I don't even know how they get in there. How does that even happen? I don't know, but maybe you should subscribe now that we're thinking about it. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe you should subscribe. Or not, I don't know. You do you, but it's cool if you do. All right, cross-country run. Let's talk data, folks. Climb, 2:09 on the climb. The descent was 4 minutes and 17 seconds, and the overall was 6 minutes and 39 seconds. All right, guys, let's talk numbers. On the climb, the cross-country bike went faster by 25 seconds. That's a pretty big difference for like a quarter-mile climb. For the descent though, the enduro bike did go faster, but it only went faster by 7 seconds. But it did go faster. And on the overall time, which was the entire climb and the entire descent, the cross-country bike went faster by 36 seconds. We have a clear winner. The cross-country bike is faster when the terrain has both a climb and a descent. Now, things that you might consider if you're trying to choose between these two styles of bikes is that there is a style of bike in the middle called trail bike that might be an option for you. Another thing is that this descent was fairly mild. It's a fairly pedally descent, not super gnarly or steep. And if it was super gnarly and steep, then that might swing the other direction and the enduro bike could very well be faster. So there we have it, cross-country bike, the clear winner here in this particular race. And oh yeah, one more thing. I can't remember if I mentioned this yet, but if you haven't subscribed yet to Shreddy or not, that would be a super cool thing to do. Helps us out a ton. It'll keep you up to date on what we're doing. It's a win-win for everyone. So, subscribe.